going on, guys? So today we're talking about another episode of Dueling Book Commentary. That's right, Dueling Book Commentary. R.I.P. this interaction. That grass looks greener has been turned off, folks, as we see two 60-card decks taking on each other. This is actually the fourth duel I'm going to try to commentate, as twice now I've tried to commentate a Squall Sucks duel. The first duel, he summoned Gofu. I don't know what you're searching off Left Arm Offering. First duel, he summoned Gofu, got Maxied. He passed to game 2. Second duel, he summoned Gofu. It got Maxied. He scooped. That is Ash Blossom. That is Left Arm Offering. That's what I would do too. And so the last duel that I saw, Squall Sucks, guy was playing pretty bad World Chalice. He's activated Painful Decision, sent Crowned by the World Chalice, which is the level 2 monster. He used Swing of Memories, which is pretty bad in that deck too, to summon her in attack position, summoned to Imduck, and then scooped. So we have Squall Sucks, who's got 943 experience, 943 rating, and 1787 experience. He's taking on Seraphim 89,000, who's got a 679 rating and 1239 experience. We saw, trying to remember exactly what we saw. I saw a Lightstorm card, Cobra. I saw Charge of the Light Brigade and Cobra, and Lone Fire Blossom. So it's definitely some. It could just be pure Minerva Swarm. It could be Zombie Swarm. It could be Infernoids taking on Zombie Swarm. Squall Sucks is running. I did see Unizombie at one point in one of his duels. But anyway, now let's get into the duel since we've gotten all of that intro out of the way. Charge of Light Brigade's activated in Mills, Left Arm Offering, Kind of Desires, and Wolf. Wolf is special summoned. Raiden is normal summoned, sending Trick Clown, but also sending the Ash Blossom. Squall Sucks takes 1,000 life points. And now, what could be next? Well, a lot of things could be next. I would personally go for Minerva, just to get more cards in the grave. That's spicy. I don't know what's going on right now. But I would go for Minerva, just to get more cards in the grave, potentially mill a Fairy Tale Snow, because that's the danger about this matchup in this mirror, is that this deck, at its core, is really just Fairy Tale Snow deck. So, Fairy Tale Snow can really stall out a duel if she's given the opportunity. So, having just two Fairy Tale Snows, it's going to be who can summon Fairy Tale Snow the most. Potentially, but it could also just potentially be total domination. As we see an Abyss Dweller summoned, and Raiden's going to mill two pretty bad mills, Pot of Desires and Psyframe Gear Gamma, so nothing really too good in the grave. Abyss Dweller is activated, and Psyframe Gear Gamma is chained to negate and destroy Abyss Dweller. Trick Clown is going to come back off of the destruction, but a Psyframe Driver and then a Psyframe Lord Omega. Now, if I'm Seraphim 89,000, I'm summoning Omega, and then I'm activating his effect, purely because in a hand trap meta, I'm trying to get out as many hand traps as possible, especially because we know that he does run Psyframe Gear Gamma, he does run Ash Blossom, so I would just try to get as many hand traps out as possible, so he doesn't disrupt my play that way. Now, he could just keep him on the field for damage and go for a different level 8 than Omega, so it's probably pure Minerva Swarm, because we don't usually see zombies. Wow, that was actually really good. We don't usually see zombies running Heroic Challenger, Thousand Blades, or Lumina. I know old Infernoids used to run Lumina, but that was way back in the day. And I guess it sounds super terrible, but it's just, I just don't think it's very good anymore. But it's most likely Minerva Swarm, Clown Blade Minerva Swarm taking on Zombie Swarm, even though no zombies have shown up just quite yet, unless you count Ash Blossom. So he activates Charges of the Light Brigade, searches a Raiden, like I said, great mills, Fairy Tale Snow Lumina, Heroic Challenger, Thousand Blades. A lot of very good things could happen off of those mills, especially the Fairy Tale Snow. So he does go into Omega, does activate its effect, rolls a die, just to do something random like that. Let's see what card was supposed to be won, because he didn't really declare what card was won. And he's going to take a card out of Squall Sucks' hand. He hasn't chosen one yet. The first one near to your deck? Okay. So he's going to lose Wolf. So that was a really bad Omega. This ain't nothing, a whole lot can happen with Wolf. But we still haven't seen a normal summon yet for Seraphim. He still has 5 cards in his hand. 2 Squalls is 5 cards total. Trick Clown's already used his effect, so you don't have to really worry about that. Pot of Desires is activated. And we might go to game 3 after that because who said sorry, Seraphim left armed and got ashed. It got ashed. And so he scooped. So he definitely needs to win this duel if he wants to win this match. So Fairy Tale Snow is live. It's been live for a while because keep in mind you can also use cards from your hand. That's why that card's so good. Not only can you use cards from your graveyard, from your fields, but also your hand. Just any cards you have access to other than your deck. So we see a left arm Brilliant Fusion Mill. It's pretty bad because Trick Clown plus Thousand Blades is a very strong combination. And Rageki's activated, but unless Squall has something else in his hand, maybe a Solar Recharge, maybe another charge. I was going to say, unless he has something else in his hand, there's not a whole lot he's going to be able to do. So 1700 direct. Sets 1 is probably a bluff, could be a scapegoat. He ends his turn, mills 2 off Raiden, forgot to mill 2 off Raiden. Is it a it's a mandatory effect, I don't know why I asked that. But I guess Squall doesn't really care. I mean, I wouldn't really care either. So not a great spot for Squall, per se, but anything is possible. Keep in mind, Squall won game 1, so doesn't really need to win this. A little bit of a lag actually just occurred on my end, as we see Gofu summoning out 2 tokens, summoning out Proxy Dragon. That's probably going to turn into a Decode Talker, or maybe a Gaia. Is there another? I can't think of any. But maybe we'll see a Mizuki Proxy Dragon turn into a Gaia. No. We're going to see a Link 4 monster. Could be Borlo Dragon. Could be Topologic Bomber. But it is the Borlo Dragon. What's neat is Borlo Dragon is the next end phase, right? So you could attack Raiden, use Borlo Dragon's effects, take Raiden, go to main phase 2, mill off of Raiden, and then end phase mill off Raiden. So that's pretty strong. Borlo Dragon's not in Armades, so if this is like a Mirror Force, which I doubt it is, but if it is, it could be activated. I thought it was a creature swap, it just actually sends to the graveyard. So Raiden's effect's going to activate. Milling a Wolf, that's really strong, especially because Borlo Dragon is a Link monster, so the extra deck is open. And it's going to be Squall's Omega. And actually, no, it's not. Wolf's effect is going to attempt to activate, and Seraphim is going to use Fairy Tale Snow's effect, banishing all the spells in his graveyard, and Psyframe Gear Gamma. Let's see, that's 1, 2, that's 7 right there. And Lumina, so he doesn't feel like he needs Lumina. There's probably no JD in Seraphim's deck. He probably does have JD, probably just doesn't care. He's going to flip that Raiden face down. Well, actually, Snow is chained to Wolf, so the chain resolves. And now Fairy Tale Snow is going to flip Wolf face down. I would have flipped Raiden face down so Squall doesn't get mills, and because Raiden's a tuner. That's just me, though. Borlo Dragon's going to activate, targeting Snow, so Snow's now at 1350 instead of 1850. And now Omega's going to return, and Wolf's going to return to Squall Sucks his hand. So with 4 cards to work with, it could have been a dead... That's spicy. That's a spicy little... That was a weird little glitch. But there could have been a dead Solar Recharge in Seraphim's hand last turn that got fixed just now by drawing a Light Swarm. I don't know. I just really don't think there's any really strong plays that Seraphim has. If he drew the Trick Clown, that could be very good, though, because he can normal summon Trick Clown, detach Trick Clown. Detaching Fairy Tale Snow is not super terrible either. But he could detach Trick Clown off the Minerva, but he still needs an Altaborolo Dragon, and right now he doesn't really have one. And I don't know what's in Seraphin's hand, but I do know that last turn he didn't really do much. Unizombie, though, is summoned, so that's very strong. Unizombie is going to most likely discard a card, because there's probably a lot of bricks in his hand, Seraphin's hand. But I guess there can't be too many bricks in his hand, because there was, Fairy Tail would have banished them and kept Lumina engraved. That's at least my thought. So Unizombie is going to target itself, and it's going to send a monster, so only zombies can attack for Seraphin for the rest of the duel. And it's Shiranui Spirit Master, which is surprising. And we're going to see a level 8. I don't know if there's a level 8 zombie. There probably is. No, I think the Shiranui is. And we see a Scarlight Red Dragon Archfiend activate, or summon. During the place, it is a quick effect, so it's during the place. Scarlight is going to. So Scarlight is going to get responded to by Borolo. It's going to lose 500 attack, but Borolo Dragon and Raiden is going to get. Raiden should not have gotten destroyed. Was Raiden special summoned? It's just special summon monsters. Special summon effect monsters, excuse me. With attack less than or equal to this card, I forgot about that effect, as did Seraphin. Wow. That's, wow. Raiden wasn't special summoned. Raiden was normal summoned. Pretty sure. I don't know how you'd gotten special summons. Pot of Desires is activated. He drew Desires off Desires, I'm pretty sure. Interesting thing though about Desiresing off a Desiresing, that thing, activating Pot of Desires twice in a duel. Now Squall has 21, and if he draws, let's say he draws that grass looks greener for a turn, he has 20. Yeah, he'd have 20 exactly more cards in his deck, so it's be pretty good. That grass looks greener. This is nice, so I can like chunk them. Trick Clown is banished. So he had Trick Clown in his hand. The problem with a milling deck is you don't really know the best plays because a lot of it does rely on luck. But he does have 1,000 blades in hand, so I don't know if banishing Trick Clown was super great. And neither player can target this card with monster effects. Yep. And that's his first effect. So Borolo Dragon putting in some mean work right now. Not only dodging destruction by making Scarlight Dragon Archfiend, Red Dragon Archfiend, what's this guy's name? Scarlight Red Dragon Archfiend, making his attack less so he doesn't die to that effect, and then Spirit Master not being able to destroy Borolo Dragon. Seraphin just really doesn't seem to have had a lot of experience dealing with Seraphin. That's what I'm seeing here. There's not really a Link 3, can't make a Link 3 anyway. You could make Akashi's Tradition, but that's not going to do a whole lot. Yeah, I just think that's the game. That's the game. There's a couple misplays there by Seraphin. Fairy Tail Snow is going to attack into Wolf. And Scarlet Red Dragon Archfiend is going to crash. It does free up the extra deck space zone, so maybe that is why he did it. He couldn't activate 1,000 Blades effect. That's, yep, okay, I see it. I see it now. I see the plays now. So we're gonna see a Minerva summoning most likely. I don't think there's any spot removal that doesn't target in the rank 4 pool. Which, if that were a thing, that'd be crazy. Yeah, because Castell 101, that spider that banishes, that's what I can call it. Um, yeah, all those don't really do much. So we're gonna see a Minerva summon though. Probably detaching Fairy Tale Snow. Thousand Blades is a bit of a gamble because he can mill Trick Clown and get 1,000 Blades. Oh, ooh, man, that's so bad. We see evenly matched That Grass Looks Greener and Ash Blossom and Joyous Springs. Oh, and then a Predator Plant. That's game, in my opinion, for Seraphin. Keep in mind, he does have an Omega coming back. Not anytime soon, but he does have one coming back. He does have Minerva's effect. He's at 5,800 attack. Cobra summons, searching that. Oh, searching a fusion. Could be any fusion. It's most likely Brilliant Fusion, but it could be any fusion. Oh, wait, he can dodge Minerva's effect by attacking it with Borlo Dragon and attacking with Minerva after that. But can he get enough damage on board? We see a rank 3 summon, probably Dante? Unfortunately, though, MX Saber Invoker, didn't see that coming. 1,000 Blades? So both decks are running 1,000 Blades, because 1,000 Blades should be a target for him. He is. So both decks running 1,000 Blades. Unfortunately, Borlo can only do the, I guess, Snatch Steel effect. I don't know what else to call it. Does that be defense position? Yeah, I thought so. Snatch Steel effect to monsters he points to. So, why that's a problem is because, if right in this game state, if he activates Brilliant Fusion, that spot will be taken. What he can do, though, if he runs it, is summon Proxy Dragon to this spot using these two. Activate Brilliant Fusion, sending Trick Clown, if he has another one. Activate 1,000 Blades effect. He'd have a Proxy Dragon here, a Seraph Knight here, and he could have the other two here. Make a rank 4 here. The rank 4 could just be like a Gaga Samurai, but also could be a Tornado Dragon, Abyss Dweller, a lot of things. And he could summon it here on the other side of Proxy Dragon, leaving this space open, still dodging the Minerva effect. He could also summon Castell and just get rid of Minerva that way. I'm pretty sure that's game. Well, 3,000 plus 2,000 is 5,000. Proxy Dragon is, I think we've seen it already. Proxy Dragon is 1,400, so that would be over game. Fairy Tale Snow, though, is here now. That's definitely going to be game. Unless Seraphin's got something spicy. Or unless this is how Squall Sucks ends. Which would not be very optimal. We see a Link 2 summoning here. Probably Proxy Dragon. Akashi's Magician wouldn't be super great. Is there another one? There's Mrs. Radiant. I didn't anticipate her. It's just attacking into Minerva is just so dangerous because you're almost guaranteeing that your opponent's gonna get some help. Especially because there's a Fairy Tale Snow underneath Minerva. There's just a lot of really bad things attacking into this Minerva. I would have structured my play. Well, if he would have just done what I literally just said out loud, that is the variable is if he doesn't have another Trick Clown, but it really isn't because he had 1,000 Blades in hand on the field. Well, I guess, yeah, no, that wouldn't have worked as well. So never mind. Decode Talker summons. He's still at 2,300 attack. He's not going anywhere anytime soon. I don't know if Decode Talker was the right one. Gaia has arrows that point to the left and right. But I guess he's not running Gaia. He is going to activate Borlo Dragon's effect. This is 4,300. Fairy Tale Snow is going to get it up to a little over 5. I don't think that's game, though. Yes, it is game. Excuse me. There's 1,500 life points left for Seraphin. Actually, 1,000 Blades is going to be summoned, interestingly enough, in attack position. I would have, I think he meant to be. Why is he in attack position? Does it have to be in attack position? When you take damage, so it does have to be in attack position. Okay, there we go. That's a hard once per turn, I'm assuming. Yes, it is. So, he's going to take, that should save him. Let me just do math real quick. This is 1,000 plus borrow load, so that's 500. It's 1,500. So he'll be at 2,300. Um, so just off game. I guess it's Squall Sucks might just be running one Trick Clown. Maybe that's why he didn't do what I said. Maybe he didn't see what I said. That's enough of a possibility as well. You could not be running Castell. There's a lot of variables. That doesn't make it a... Whoa! Evenly matched! That got banished. So, Mrs. Radiant, Brilliant Fusion, and Minerva, his own Minerva, all getting banished off of that. And he's not scooping. So that means he has something. So we see Mizuki go back to Squall Sucks' hand. Omega is summoned back out. Oh man, evenly matched. It's a really good card. It sucks he lost his own Minerva though. I'm not really quite sure what Seraphim can do here. I wish I knew what it was in his hand, then I could tell you there. We know Squall Sucks has a Mizuki. That's about as far as I know. We also know Omega can't just beat into Borlo Dragon's face. But Thousand Blades is live. Fairy Tale Snow is live. Fairy Tale Snow is coming out. Borlo Dragon is just one of the most underrated monsters in my opinion. I think a lot of people, I actually think it's might be the best Link monster in the game. I don't know 100% if you should quote me on that, but it might be the best Link monster in the game. But with 17 cards left in your deck, 42 cards in your banish zone, what really do you have left in your deck if you're Seraphim? I don't know if Akashi's Magician targets, but getting Akashi's Magician to this spot would be kind of difficult. Another Fairy Tale Snow is summoned. And like I mentioned before, there isn't a whole lot of... There isn't a rank 4 that has a form of non-target removal. Yeah. And so he had... Squall Sucks had his own evenly matched in his hand. So that's the duel. Yeah, just... That's your problem with playing a 60-card deck, especially Minerva Swarm, is sometimes you draw well, and you spam 40 monsters on the fields. That's obviously a hyperbole. But sometimes you evenly match that Grass Looks Greener and Ash Blossom. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you want more Dueling Book commentary, make sure you click that like button to let me know. Click that subscribe button. Most importantly, guys, have a good day.